Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of
The Vibes Were Off.
I'm Meg,
And I'm Catherine.
and here we are again.
We did it.
We keep coming back. We need to. I guess I need to get more creative with like what I
The
say
intro.
after that, because I just
And
we're
again.
back again. No, that's terrible.
Wow,
Okay,
she's
we'll move
trying.
on. We'll move on. You're the singer here, I guess, not me. Okay, so this one, we just need to get into it.
Get into it, yeah. Pop out with a truck. Get into it, yeah.
Little Doja Cat for you.
Yeah.
Because I've taken a chance here. Okay,
Ooh.
I'm gonna be so transparent and honest with
Be
you all.
so for real right now.
I tried something new. I went out of my comfort zone. This is a weird one. And even for me, like trying to gather my thoughts into a cohesive,
Oh,
it's all over the place.
great. I love that for you.
So it's either going to be great and you guys are going to love it, or you're going to get like halfway
Never
through it
do that again.
and just skip.
Hey, but make sure you leave a comment if
Let
you
me
hate
know. Yeah. Let me know whether you love it,
you
you
love
hate it. If you want more stories like this, because this is also not a norm, like normal story for us. It's not really true crime.
Oh.
It's a disappearance, but the person shows back up, and it's just very odd. It's a very odd story. I was thinking of like saving it for a bonus episode, but I just feel like, I don't know, I just want to see if you guys are interested in
Let's do it.
stuff like this. So let's get into it, okay?
Get into it, yeah.
And I was also going to say, just like my topic beforehand,
yes.
we'll continue this topic later. But we were just talking off screen that I need her to start this season of Love Island USA. And let me know if you're watching it out there, because I am gagged at this point. They just got back from Casa Amor. If you watch, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just hilarious. There's so many good moments. So
I need to watch
You're going to watch it.
Okay.
Let me
I
know
have
if you
no
watch
choice.
it. And we'll talk about it next episode I do.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's hilarious. But this is so weird. We just got to get into it. Okay.
Get
So
into it, yeah.
This is the strange disappearance of Steven Kubacki.
A man.
I know. This is also, I'm like, you guys let me know if you don't want to hear about men.
we love all of our
man.
listeners, okay? Everybody who listens.
Yeah. But it's true. We don't really cover that many stories about where the man
are victims?
Yeah. See, but he's not a victim.
Oh.
So
Well,
that's-
this might work out
It's
then.
weird.
Oh,
Okay, anyways.
jump into it, girl.
Okay, so it was a cold winter's day on February 20th, 1978, when a couple of snowmobilers saw something odd near a frozen lake in South Haven, Michigan. So this is like Lake Michigan. There was a set of snow skis, poles, and a backpack sitting on the edge of the lake with no one in sight.
Uh-oh.
Fearing someone might be hurt or in danger, the snowmobilers went to the police.
Okay, that seems like a great first step.
Yeah. When the police arrived, they found exactly what had been described, a set of skis, poles, and a backpack. But what struck the police as strange was how the items were arranged. Yeah. So the skis were perfectly parallel to each other, about 8 inches apart. The poles had been perfectly placed in the snow vertically, right beside them. And then the backpack was placed in the middle of the skis.
Oh.
So it wasn't like...
Staged.
Yeah,
100%.
it looked very staged.
Yeah.
There was no sign of an accident or a struggle. So this is February.
Did they see like footprints walking
Oh,
away?
we're going to get there. Yeah. But to them, immediately right there, because it was kind of on the edge of the lake. And the lake was frozen over, but it was treacherous. But they didn't see any like broken ice.
Oh, okay.
Of like where maybe somebody fell into the water. But yeah. The only other thing that they saw was a set of footsteps leading about 200 yards out onto the icy lake. But then they just stopped.
Okay.
The police were advised that the conditions were unsafe for them to continue the search on the ice. So instead, they focused on figuring out who the lost skier was. So, and this was like an area where people like cross-country skied.
Right.
So it's not like they're at the slopes. It's just like a big
Yeah.
area that's all iced over and frozen over. So
Well, thankfully for the police, they left their backpack right in the middle of the skis with all the identification.
you know me
they
so
need.
well. Fortunately for them, the backpack would answer that question.
Yes.
They didn't find an ID, but they did find a dentist bill, which is a
Be so for
strange
real
thing
right
to
now.
keep in your backpack. But
Yeah.
for 23-year-old Steven Kubacki. Steven was a student at a nearby college called Hope College in Holland, Michigan.
Okay.
Search efforts began immediately, both on foot and by helicopter. Lake Michigan was not a stranger to unexplained events. It had even earned the nickname the Lake Michigan Triangle
Ooh.
for numerous disappearances, shipwrecks, and lost planes.
What? This is in Michigan?
No. Have you
How
ever
have I
heard
not
about
heard
this?
about this?
I know. So it's a phenomena. There's like an area of Lake Michigan that's got a bunch of stuff. So there's a pretty well-known story that I say well-known, I didn't know. But I'm sure to like, especially people who live in the area, from 1937, where a ship named the McFarland was traveling across Lake Michigan. The captain told the first mate that he was going to sleep and to wake him up at a certain hour. The first mate followed his orders, but when he came to wake the captain, there was no answer at the door. And he was like, that's weird. And the door was locked.
That's suspicious.
So no answer, door's locked. Worried, the crew broke into his suite
Right?
because he wasn't answering and he wasn't there. The captain had vanished.
No. No. They don't vanish.
The portholes were not open. They also weren't big enough for him
For
to
a
have
human.
fit through. And also, like, what captain is shimmying out of a porthole
Right.
into the waters of Lake
ocean?
Michigan?
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense. He was just gone. And
And
like
the door was locked.
and the door was locked. And nobody ever saw him again. He
Ever?
was just gone.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? There have also been over 40 plane
Aliens.
crashes
Aliens.
or
Sorry.
disappearances around the Lake Michigan Triangle. In 1950, the Northwest airline flight of 2501 was carrying 55 passengers and, sorry, my thing scrolled down, and 3 crew members. They entered a storm, but they never came out of it. It was believed by the media and everybody that the plane blew up,
But where's
but there was no trace of the airplane ever
Right.
found. So they found like pieces of body parts that like washed up on shore kind of after this incident, but it was never a full person and they were never able to identify who these people were. And also they never found any like parts of the plane.
No.
So I'm like, can we even be sure that those were people from
No.
that airplane?
No.
You
With
can't
aliens.
You can't be sure.
Didn't they make a series about that? Like where the plane disappears and comes back like
Yeah.
20 years
they
later or
did that.
something?
I think it was called The Manifest or something like that. Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
So there have also been numerous UFO and USO sightings, which
So
is
USO.
unidentified submerged object, I think.
What?
I didn't even know that was the thing.
Y'all.
But it makes sense.
There's
So not
boats?
not just
Unidentified boats?
not just in the air, but stuff under the water, like lights coming from under the water.
I mean, we don't know anything about the water.
We don't know anything. Okay, so yeah.
Yikes. Well,
So
I learned something new today.
It's a strange area.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
But even for a place where strange things happened, Steven's disappearance was odd. The way his belongings were left, where it looked almost staged, the footprints that suddenly stopped. There was zero evidence that he might have fallen into the ice. Police were just stumped at this point. The search continued, right? Because they're not just like giving up on him. His parents, along with other family members, friends, and students from Hope College, aided in the search. Police interviewed Steven's roommates, his friends, his classmates, his family. They monitored his apartment, his bank account, the airports, hospitals, and they chased down every supposed sighting of him. Like they
Jeez.
weren't, it wasn't just like we don't know where he went.
He's gone.
Like they major search
Oh, they
effort.
didn't say, oh, he must have just run away.
Well, so some people believed that he had.
Yeah.
And so that's why too they were looking at airports and stuff. So like his brother was like and we'll talk about him more later, but he was like he spent some time in Germany. That's where he would go, I think, if he was going to like run away. But that's why sorry, I'm moving my laptop. I'm so sorry. But that's why they like were monitoring the airports and stuff.
Right.
But no sign of him.
Yeah.
Like nothing ever panned out.
Okay.
And so you're like, how would he be able to move around
Right.
with no money, nobody seeing him? It just didn't make any sense to anybody. So they put in like every effort to find him, but they were just coming up with nothing.
Yikes.
So eventually police said he must have fallen into the ice and drowned. Like
Even
that
though
was
there's no, like, nothing that shows that he did. They were like, but we can't figure anything else out.
So that's what they're like, this is what we think happened.
Okay.
But they didn't close the case by any means. And they hoped that as spring came and like the ice thawed out, that they might find something.
Okay.
So, because that had happened before. Like there was a professor from the Hope College that had like gone out fishing. He disappeared. And then in the spring, they found him.
Oh.
Yeah. So like that wasn't an unusual thing to happen.
Right.
So they were like, we'll just wait and see.
Yeah.
But many were convinced that he had not drowned. His brother and mother even hired a private investigator.
Dang.
Yeah.
They got private investigator money?
Yeah. I mean, I guess. And months passed.
Jeez. Okay.
So Hope College eventually gave Steven's family an honorary degree because he was only one semester away from graduating. They were like, so sorry for your loss. Here you go.
I guess.
But his parents were like, no. Like until
We're okay, actually.
until we see a body,
Yeah.
he's not dead.
Well, right.
Yeah.
I'd be the same way.
And 15 months later, something happened that would change everything.
Well, was the body? Did the body float up?
I mean, a body appeared,
Ooh.
but not a dead body.
That?
So, May 5th, 1979, near Pittsfield, Massachusetts, some 800 miles away from Holland, Michigan, Steven Kubacki woke up in a meadow. He had a backpack filled with several maps of different U.S. cities, some basic camping gear, and $50 cash.
So he's saying amnesia.
Oh, we'll get there.
And you just woke up in a meadow. You're all Twilight on me right now.
He was
You're not wearing your
also-
shirt. We need Twilight in here.
He was also wearing a T-shirt from a marathon in Wisconsin.
Okay.
These are all just clues as to what
Where
the
the heck was he?
So he didn't know how he got there or where he was, but he was clean and in good health. So it was obvious he hadn't been like roughing it for
Right.
the past 15
13
months.
months,
Yeah,
15,
15 months. So he hitchhiked to a gas station. He was like, oh, I don't know where I am.
Remembers how to hitchhike, I
Right,
guess?
yeah.
Sure.
On the way there, he learned from a newspaper that it had been 15 months since he was last seen on the ice in Michigan. When he got to a payphone, he called his Aunt June, who didn't live too far away. So he grew
Same
up.
phone number, I guess?
He grew up in Massachusetts.
Okay.
So after he called her, she raced to the gas station, obviously, and she couldn't believe it. She was seeing a ghost. She was like,
He's alive!
Steven, oh my gosh. I mean, she cried, total breakdown. And then she brought Steven back to her house where his family and police were informed of what had happened.
Yeah.
Steve was home, but he couldn't remember what happened to him.
Womp womp.
He would maintain that all he could remember was being on the ice and losing his bearings. He remembered it being cold and dark and then waking up in the field 15 months later. That was his story. He said, that's my story and I'm sticking
We're literally
to
ice to meadow. Nothing in between.
nothing in between.
Okay.
Yeah. And the media ran with it. Because of the place that he had gone missing.
Right.
So they just ate up that unexplained.
I mean, it is weird that there were
weird.
footprints to there
And then nothing.
and then nothing. And
Right.
it's like, if he was going to walk, maybe he like backed up
But
in the same footprints.
still, you'd think that you would
But then
have.
there'd be,
And they brought out dogs.
right. And nothing.
They didn't catch a scent. Nothing. There was no trace of him.
I feel like it's aliens.
That's what a lot of people thought. They thought maybe he was abducted by aliens. Did he visit another planet or maybe another dimension?
Time works differently here.
It works differently. So people were going wild with it. But his family didn't quite believe this story.
Oh.
They were like,
Tell me more.
especially his mom. She was like, I don't know about this. But they didn't have any other explanation.
Right.
And another thing that the police did, because they had their doubts, but they even like used the pieces of information that they could, like the maps that he had and like the Wisconsin marathon. And they went to like police departments and all these cities,
yeah.
like where he might have been, and nothing. Nobody saw him. Like, you'd think like somebody somewhere would have seen him.
Right.
Nothing.
If he was in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay.
So but police during the time when he was missing, because I forgot to say this before we found out that he got back, but they were at such a loss for like where he could have gone that they even sent his dental records to the task force that was handling unidentified bodies in John Wayne Gacy's house.
Oh, snap.
Because
Like,
I guess
maybe
he
he's
was
in there?
reported to have been in like the Michigan area at
okay.
the same time that Steven went missing, and it was like a long shot.
Right, but maybe.
But they never got a
Obviously
response.
not, yeah.
Well, they just never got a response back.
Jeez. They were like, we're real busy over here.
little.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So
Well, clearly it wasn't.
Yeah,
Like,
this is
he
late.
just showed up in a meadow.
yeah, it's also the late 70s, so you know, harder to get information and stuff like that too, which I think plays a lot into all of this. So according to Ronald, who was the young man who gave him a ride to the gas station, remember, because he hitchhiked.
Oh, right.
So there's somebody who found him, right? He said that Steven, and this is like the only piece of information the police have to go off of.
Okay.
He said that Steven had introduced himself as Nathan. He said he had been in a cult and had traveled from San Francisco to Boston and then to Pittsfield.
Okay.
Questions.
First of all, I don't like this guy. That's my
I
first
know.
thing. I don't like him. Why are you telling a stranger all of this information and then to your family you're like, I have nothing?
It doesn't make any sense because, and then after this happens, he says, I don't remember saying any of that.
Okay, buddy.
He said, I don't remember saying any
I mean,
of
you
that.
did. You clearly did.
Right. He didn't just make that up.
No. And like, okay, if you were in a cult, be in a cult. Like
Girl.
why make things up? Why lie? Why do?
Girl. Just buckle in. But he said he didn't remember saying any of that. And
He's a liar.
He never waived from his story of amnesia.
After he told the hitchhiker guy
Yeah.
the story about the cult.
I'm Nathan and I'm from San Francisco and I was in a cult. But after that, he was like, I don't remember saying that. And I promise you, I don't remember anything. And he was like evaluated by psychologists, and which he didn't want to be. He pushed back a lot on that. He's like, I feel fine. I'm mentally stable. But they were like, bro, you were just gone for 15 months.
Right.
And you're saying you have amnesia.
Yeah.
So something
Well,
happened.
that feels like a red flag too.
Yes. Huge red flag.
Because like,
Huge red
if
flag.
I woke up and you were like, it's 15 months
Where
in the
you been?
future, I'd be like, put me in the hospital.
Right.
Give me all the tests.
And I don't remember.
Something happened.
Yeah. Well, and like people were coming out too because some people thought he had been abducted by aliens, and they're like, we'll put you under hypnosis.
Great.
And,
Let's do it.
Unlock that.
Yeah.
Figure out where you've been. And he was like, no, I don't really want to do that.
Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy.
Yeah. But he never wavered from his story. He even was written about in psychology textbooks as like one of the clearest cases of like unexplained amnesia. Because like they just couldn't poke any holes in his story.
Yeah, but couldn't you just stick to a story and be like, hey, I've been missing for a year. I don't remember anything.
Right.
It feels real easy. That's the
Especially,
story, I don't remember anything.
Especially in like the late 70s.
Right.
When...
Be like, where were you? I don't know. What'd you do? I don't know. Who'd you see? I don't know.
And they have no evidence.
That's it.
That you've been anywhere.
Right.
Nobody's coming forward and saying that they've seen you. Nothing. That was so baffling.
Yeah.
And that is what got people talking about it. Like there's got to be some explanation for this.
Yeah.
And like who maintains this story for this long?
At the end, do we have a resolution?
Oh yes, I have a resolution for you.
Good. Because right now I'm just like, this guy is lying.
I don't like
something happened. He did something. Maybe it didn't work out. Maybe you shot your shot, whatever, shoot your shot. Do your thing. Didn't work out. Now you have to like come like crawling back. But what a psycho to lie to everybody.
Yes.
I'm doing a lot of judging knowing the ending, but I feel like I'm right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That again, he stayed to his story and he would not waver from that truth for 45 years.
God damn.
45 years.
Really? Okay, someone put him in the CIA. He can keep a secret. Okay?
Yeah.
That's a secret.
And especially like when I get into it and you hear the whole story, you're going to be like, what the fuck?
I'm already like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And before we go any further, so his book.
It's a book.
This is the only recollection of what happened in those 15 months.
Oh, but this is like what happened?
This is what happened. Oh. He does end up saying what happened.
I'm sat.
I want to say, though, because Steven is an academic, he did not take a single interview in 45 years. He never spoke to anybody about it. I do not remember.
Like he fucked up. He did something crazy.
But the fact that he was able to say, I don't remember, and that nothing came out
for 45
about where
years.
he had been and what he had been doing for 45 years. So he wrote a book. I listened to it twice.
Whoa.
Wait,
did you buy it? Can I listen to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have it on Audible.
Nice.
I can share it with you.
Audible, please sponsor
right?
us.
Oh my God, I love Audible. But this is the only source for this story.
Get into it, yeah.
So, with that, right? Because this is all Steven Kubacki's own writing. And he's still out there, and he's an academic.
He's alive?
He's alive still.
Oh, wow.
He's, I think, 71 now. This is my interpretation of your book. These are my own thoughts and opinions. Please don't get mad at me if you're hearing this.
Yeah, if you're listening, really sorry. Please subscribe.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting. That's why I'm telling the story, is because it's wild. And I feel like it's going to open up a conversation, but I don't want to get too much into it yet. Okay.
Also, I just want to say I'm a little bit ashamed of myself because I folded like a napkin.
I folded
if you're listening, I love you. You're the best. Yeah. Please don't sue us.
I take it back that I hate you.
Everything's great.
It's interesting, though.
Oh, yes. Let's see.
We're going to get into it. Okay. So his book came out in 2025. So this
is brand new information.
Very recent.
Oh, yes. I love new things.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
And the details of this story are almost as crazy as just that I don't remember.
Okay.
So to start this, I'd like to read an excerpt from his book.
Yes.
Just to give you a sense of who Steven Kubacki was, like right before his disappearance.
I'm in.
Okay. So a couple years before his disappearance, Steven had written a last will and testament.
Okay.
It basically left all of his books, writings, documents, and publishing rights to his best friend, James. So he was an academic.
Best friend?
And I think they were just friends.
Oh.
But so they had a lot of books, and he did a lot of like research and writings and all this stuff. So all to him. Sure. He also named him as his spiritual heir.
Best friend.
Okay. And then that was like really the extent of his will.
Did you say what was he studying in school?
Oh, I'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't worry. We're going to get there.
So it feels like it's like not sociology, something
Yeah, he did a lot of different.
like theoretical,
Yes,
whatever.
he did a lot of different stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, so that you could tell in that what was important to him.
Yeah.
And that was like his mind, basically.
Right.
And then he also left any money that he might have to his father and all of his love to his mother.
Oh.
And that was again a couple years before the disappearance.
Okay.
A couple months before the disappearance, he updated his will to include this statement. So this is from the book. And the book is called The Disappearance, The Extraordinary Disappearance of Steven Kubacki.
I mean, what a title you gave yourself.
Okay, so let's get into it. This is verbatim from the book.
Okay.
I, the brother of brothers, sister of sisters, the big Joe, the thumb, hereby bequeath to the powerful predatory impotency over others. On the altar of obedience, I gift rebellion. To the delusional upbeat, the darkness that cripples. To slave drivers of expediency, a broken stopwatch. To the morality of indifference, an emptiness inside us. To corporate cathedrals, economic poverty. To well-behaved academics, pretentious knowing. My soul, I donate to the NRF. My body parts, to Walter. Talismans, in sacrifice to the good. My throne, I abdicate to the cliche minds and relinquish the crown of ignorance and objectivity to know-it-alls. Let my body be trampled on. Homage to necessary change. But let no whisper of my name be known, for I have none. For I am somewhere else that no one knows. Feeling like a tool I can't comprehend, a tool of interdimensional forces.
So he was in a cult? What is that?
Yeah.
What is that?
So that's
Did
his
people
mind.
know this? He updated his will because when he disappeared, we're going right there, and
Right.
you're like, oh, he's crazy. Bye.
Right. Like, where'd he go?
Also, why did Walter get his body?
That's a good. We'll get into all these people. Don't worry. You'll learn about James and Walter and all the people. So just to give you an insight to his mind, because that's
I mean, that's working overtime.
that's how he speaks.
I was
and
like,
it's like,
it took me a second. I was like, the words you're saying are very like complex.
I know.
So I don't know. Okay,
Yes.
the corporate greed and the poverty. Okay, and then
Yes.
this one is this. Okay.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
It's a lot. That's why I had to listen to the book twice.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So he talks like that in the book?
Yes.
Does he narrate his own book?
He does not narrate it.
Oh.
Yeah. But I sometimes forgot that. Because I was
He's
like...
a good narrator,
Like, sometimes I'd be like, okay, Kubacki, like, chill out, yeah.
We get it.
But I was like, it's not him. It's not him actually talking. Okay, so who is Steven Kubacki?
I'm worried.
Well, he was born in 1954 in Chicopee, Massachusetts. I know, right? His family consisted of his father, John, mother, Irene, brother, John, so there's a senior and a junior, and his sister, Karen.
Okay.
His family moved to South Deerfield, Massachusetts when he was 6 years old, which I don't think was like too far away. His father worked in a tire factory, and his mother was a secretary at the University of Massachusetts.
Okay.
So they were like a middle-class family. But for him, he really viewed them as like a lower middle-class family.
Rude.
Yeah. But
They're doing their
I mean,
best,
you'll kind of
okay.
see why. But he was just surrounded by people wealthier than him a lot of the time. So
Right.
I think that's why he was like, yeah. Like to us, I'd be like, no, you had a lot of money.
Right.
You don't even know what poor is.
No. You rich.
Yeah, but for him, yeah. So he seemed to be in and out of hospitals a lot when he was young, for various things. So I think like he had like an appendicitis. He had all kinds of stuff. He was born with a lazy eye.
Okay.
And had surgery to like correct the vision, but it didn't like correct the eye itself.
Okay.
So just numerous things that happened to him. He was in and out of the hospital. But despite his health issues, he was very smart and he did very well in school.
Okay.
It was obvious as he got older, though, that public school was just not enough for him. And he like started acting out. I think he said in the book at one point they were having like an assembly or something at his elementary school, and he was bored, so he went and flooded the bathroom.
That's sociopathic, maybe.
He was very rebellious.
Okay.
So his guidance counselor at his middle school actually suggested that he enroll in Deerfield Academy nearby, which was like a very prestigious academy, like college preparatory school.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah. And it had been around since like the late 1700s. Like it was,
Oh, dang.
yeah.
But they're like, you're ready for it.
Yeah. Well, he was like, I don't know if she like just wanted to get rid of me or if she just really wanted me to be challenged.
Right.
And he got like a full academic scholarship there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he started going to Deerfield. And while the academy pushed Steven academically, he didn't really feel like he fit in with the other students because they were wealthy and like high society students. And that just wasn't him. His dad worked at a tire factory, okay?
Yeah, but your mom is a secretary.
Yeah.
That's a really good job.
I'm like, listen.
They let her have a job
Listen.
in the like
okay.
60s, 70s?
I was very impressed, but but to him it was so shameful. Girl.
Okay, I'm
Don't
back
get me
to
started.
you suck. Still subscribe, but you suck.
So again, at Deerfield, he began to rebel, and he would often skip classes, especially in his junior year, to hang out in the library. So he
Okay.
was like, I'm smarter than all of you. I'm just going to read about what I want to read about.
It's not how that works.
Not really. So, well, he was on the verge of being kicked out because he didn't have any work turned in for grades. But they were like, we'll give you one last chance if you can like make up enough. And he was really smart. So he was able to, in a very short amount of time, write enough papers and do enough work that they let him stay.
Okay.
Kind of to his dismay. But it was
damn.
like, he was like, okay, I get it, because public school is not going to be any better. And he thought public school is just going to be a direct pathway to working in a factory, like his dad. So you'll see, though, so in his senior year, it really kind of amps up. But he got into Nexalism, which is a stem from like Maoism. So like socialism, communism, down with the establishment, basically. And it was all about embracing his otherness because he always felt other.
Oh, okay. Well,
so-
right. A lot of smart people feel that way.
Right. And he also didn't feel like he fit in with like this corporate greed. Like he didn't want that to be his path.
Right.
Where, oh, I just go and I get a job and I'm just another cog in the wheel and I have no authority over my own person. I feel like it's also very of the time.
Yeah.
We're in like
70s.
the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but to him, this gave him like something to look forward to, maybe to like to think about instead of just like, you know, going to college and graduating and getting a job.
Right.
And that was his worst nightmare.
Oh, Jesus.
Was like just becoming a cog in the system. Okay.
Yeah.
So he graduated from high school in 1972.
Okay.
And he decided to attend Hope College in Holland, Michigan.
Okay.
You want to guess how he picked that college?
Is the closest one?
No, it was 800 miles away.
Oh, is a lot of rich people.
Well, he didn't like rich people.
Oh, religious?
No, it was
I'm batting zero today.
he hated religion too.
Oh,
He was very against religion because it was a part of the establishment.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Well, it's just Hope College.
No, it was a Christian college. He didn't know that when he applied.
Oh.
Because
Whoops.
he picked a college because he stepped on the application. Like, it got caught on his shoe at school during, like, their college days.
He thought it was like a sign.
And it was the shortest one. So it was
shortest.
It was just one
the shortest
page,
name?
front and back.
Oh.
Shortest application.
Oh.
So all the other ones were like 10 pages long, and they wanted to know. He says in the book they wanted to know like the music that my parents listened to and my favorite color, and he's like, why the fuck does that matter? So that's why he picked Hope College.
How'd that work out for him?
You know, it was okay, but he noticed pretty soon on that it was a Christian. Up until a year before he started, they had like required theology classes.
Okay.
Which I think if that would have been required for him, he probably would have left. But it was okay. He figured it out. He actually started pre-med.
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 Is that like a drug? I don't know.
Listening to his book, I'm like, I feel dumb. Pre-med.
What are these words you're saying?
So he started pre-med because he thought, I don't know, it called to him.
Why not be a doctor?
And so that was in his first year, and he was roommated with a guy named Tom. So they got along okay. And Tom actually introduced him to LSD.
It's the 70s. Everybody's dropping
70s,
acid.
But I do think that plays a big part in everything that happens here.
It's a bad trip, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So that summer he went home. His parents had divorced like during that time.
Yeah.
Which was fine. I think he said that his dad, I don't know if he said he was diagnosed, but he said his dad was bipolar.
Oh, okay.
So like it didn't surprise him that his mom wanted a divorce. And she had remarried this guy, Harry Pegg. I had to include it.
Put in pause for Catherine's laughter. He's a Harry Pegg. You gotta change your name. Stop, no. Hal? You change your name to Hal. Or,
We'll just call him Harry.
Howard?
Anyways.
Hi, I'm a Harry Pegg, everybody.
And I think he worked at the university that the mom worked at.
Dr. Pegg.
See, I feel like if Steven was listening to this, he'd be like, you guys are immature. You don't get it. You don't get it at all. So that's...
Talking about Harry Pegg.
Oh my God.
I'll stop laughing eventually.
It's funny. It is funny. I was just going to call him Harry, but I was like...
I needed this laugh.
You're welcome.
My cheeks hurt.
You're so welcome.
Thanks, Meg.
I feel like we're going to cut some of the laughing, so I'm going to take a sip of my Diet Coke.
Dutch Bros, we're still looking for sponsorship. Thank you.
Or Diet Coke.
Or Diet Coke.
Get at me.
Coke Zero? Anybody? Who's Coke Zero versus Diet Coke? Let's do a poll.
I think most people. You know what? I'm not going to be rude today.
Wow.
I'm going to take it back.
I'm Coke Zero.
I know.
You know this.
I know, but okay.
Wow.
Anyways, let's get back into it. Okay. Back in. So that summer he came home. He had tried acid before. Okay. So his world had expanded. And he had been on his own for the first time. And he came back and Harry was the establishment.
Oh.
Harry had all these rules and he was like, I don't need all of this. You ain't even my daddy. Okay.
Fuck your rules. I'm out of here.
Yeah, basically. Well, he was just like, I'm going to do whatever I
Go.
want to do.
Just don't do it in my house. Go do whatever you want.
Well, so he went out, and I think he had like a camping trip by himself. He like climbed a mountain.
Climbed a mountain and I turned around.
Did some acid. That's what he did.
Did he see his reflection in a snow-covered hill?
Kind of. So he actually did have a trip where he saw please don't laugh. I know you're gonna. A goateed version of himself that would completely shatter his reality.
He's like, that goatee, man.
So he saw
changing lives.
This was because he is very much of like, and again, I'm gonna sound so stupid trying to talk about some of this stuff, but like the multiverse and there's infinite versions of ourselves out in the universe. So
Okay.
goateed him was one of these.
We're changing. Yeah.
Right. But this was like a version of himself that had seen the other versions of this Steven.
Okay.
And he said like he saw all these versions of his future, like levers had been pulled and they had started, but not the one for Doctor.
Oh.
Like that one was like, nah.
No Dr. level.
Goatee Steven was like,
No.
I don't think that's your path.
So what profession is he supposed to be on?
So, but okay, this was a clear sign for him, right? And he was like,
Sure.
I am changed. Goatee me was like, nah. This the goatee, I can't. So he came back to school.
Question.
Yes.
What if he can't grow a goatee?
Well, in one of the universes, he can.
Does he try and then be
No.
like, this is the universe?
No.
Or is this like another one telling him about his life? Not that
Yes.
he's going to turn into the goatee man.
Right. No, he's not turning into the goatee man.
Oh.
Goatee man is here.
Just
Goatee
to
Steven
tell
is
him.
here to help guide him on his path.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, just grow a goatee and you're that guy now? Or?
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, sure. This is a lot of acid. I feel like I needed something before we started this.
I should have
I'm
warned
not
you.
following you.
I'm telling you, but I tried to like concise it enough
Yeah.
to where hopefully we'd understand. He's too smart for his own good. Is the problem here. Okay. So he comes back though and he changes his major to German poetry and philosophy.
Okay, bud.
And he says he tried to become an alcoholic because that's what poets do. Which I'm like, honestly though, what a
Sure.
what a simplistic thing. Like, I thought you were smarter than that. I thought you saw deeper than that, than to just be like, oh, well,
Alcohol.
poets drink a lot, so I'm going to try to be an alcoholic. But he said it didn't take.
We didn't
He
try
just
very
didn't
hard.
really
then.
get the taste for being an alcoholic.
What did the goatee guy say? That he's supposed to be an alcoholic? Or
No, this was just his idea.
Oh, okay. So now we're just doing everything.
Right, German, poetry, philosophy. Well, he's like, he's gone away from the sciences. And now he's more focused on the psychological, philosophy.
Theological stuff,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe not theological.
I
Because he's not really into,
I don't know what that word means.
he's not really into religion.
Can you just pretend like I said something
Yes.
smart?
You're smart. I'm telling you, this made me feel so stupid, but I was like, I'm going to do it anyways.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
I told you I was scared to do this episode, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Okay, so he changed his majors, and him and Tom started to drift apart. I think Tom had a French girlfriend, so she was there as like an exchange student. She left. He was heartbroken, and he was like, "I'm gonna go get her." And so he told Steven, he was like, I'm going to France to go get her. And I think he said it mostly in a joking way.
Yeah.
But he was like, I might not be back. Feel free to like sell all my stuff. And Steven was like, bet.
Say less.
And like sold all his stuff. And so when Tom came back
like,
2 weeks
"Bro,
later, he
where's
was
my
like,
shit?
what the fuck, yo?
I sold it all.
I obviously didn't mean it, but anyway, so they drifted
Yikes.
apart. They were not really friends anymore. And that was fine because Steven decided to go to Germany to do study abroad in 1974.
Okay.
So I think he's like sophomore. This is like maybe his junior year that he's going to do this. So he is studying abroad at Freiburg University in Germany somewhere. It's also important to remember that this is still like pre the wall coming down.
Yep.
So yeah, but he got a lot of joy in like exploring those places, and I think it like fed more into his just ideals of like what kind of not democracy, what kind of government is the right government, and like yeah, he had a lot to say about it, and I don't even want to attempt
Right.
to figure
Skip
that out.
right over that.
But while he was in Germany, he met Richard. So Richard was from Atlanta, and he was from a very well-off family.
Okay.
He wanted to become a lawyer, and they hit it off right away. They shared ideas about revolution and anti-establishmentarianism. Nailed it.
Yay.
I'm
Who's
so
smart
smart.
now?
But like for a wealthy wannabe lawyer, they really got along.
Okay.
So he was like, I'm going to hang on to you, Richard. We're going to be friends. They had a crazy year together in Germany. They traveled a lot. A lot happened in Germany. Too much. He talks about it a lot in the book, but we can't talk that much about it. But it was a great year for him in Germany. He had a couple girlfriends, whatever. He comes back because he really enjoyed his like German classes and like the conversations he was able to have about government and stuff like that. So he came back and he changed his major to political science.
Okay.
Because he was,
get it.
well, he was like, now I feel like maybe I can change the world. Because he was all about changing the world. So at first he thought like medicine, like helping individuals will help the population. And he was like, that's not going to affect change fast enough. So he was like, let's go to the government and see what things I can do there. But immediately, once back in the U.S., yes.
How many times can you change your major in college? Is it like unlimited, or at some point they're like,
Well,
calm down?
it depends on how much money you want to spend.
Oh.
Because, like, not everything, especially once you get past your first 2 years, it's like it doesn't count towards every major. So, like, if you decide you're like, 9 credits away from graduating and then you change your major, well, now you've got 40 more credits that you need.
Ooh.
So it's like, it's really your choice there. But I think you can kind of do for however long you want.
It's never ending.
Yeah. So, but he quickly realized he didn't like political science in the U.S. because he thought it was really just like grandstanding for great men in history. And he didn't think that they talked enough about the real history of the world. And,
Okay.
you get where I'm going with that?
I hear you.
He was like, I'm tired of hearing about like great men who did these great
Right.
things.
Okay.
And so, but he did meet his bestie, James, in one of those political science classes. So
Okay.
it worked out for him. And they decided to become roommates and best friends. Besties.
Wink,
I
wink.
don't think, I mean, again, this is the 70s, and this is his book, so he can say whatever he wants. But he talks about women a lot. So I don't know that he went that way,
Hey, I mean,
but maybe.
look, I just want everybody to love everybody.
Yeah. But James was his bestie. They lived in an attic apartment together near the college. So it was like a house that a family owned, and they lived in the attic.
Right. Okay.
Which is kind of cute, I guess. But they loved it.
Okay.
And they even started to resent the college together. They had to fight against it. So instead of Hope College, it was Hoax College.
Really
But
creative.
I'm like, at that point,
Everybody's so creative.
I'm like, just leave.
Right.
If you don't
Stop
wanna be
giving them
there-
your money.
That's what I feel like. But he kept on going. I don't think he wanted to be there either. But just like the expectation of people was enough to keep
get
him
in.
there. And again, I think that plays into what is going to happen here. Okay.
Oh, we haven't even got to the
Haven't even
lake
gotten
yet.
there.
My
Okay.
goodness.
So
Okay.
along the way, they also met Paul, who was a theology student, but he talked about religion and God in a way that made sense to Stephen. So it was like an unlikely friendship because Paul wanted to be like a minister,
Oh.
and Stephen wasn't really like into
Right.
organized religion, but they connected in a way that
Okay.
made sense to them.
Great.
And then they also met Walter, who was a very, very wealthy student who was studying finance at a nearby college.
Okay.
So now they're kind of like a little foursome. You've got Stephen, Walter, the rich guy, Paul, the minister. We'll just call him Paul the minister. And then you have Richard. Oh, you have James too. Sorry. James. That's the core four here in Michigan. And then they also had Richard, who was kind of a part of the gang, but he lived in Atlanta.
Okay.
So he's kind of
right. Okay.
far away.
But not Tom anymore.
No,
Okay.
no, we don't fuck with Tom anymore.
Take him out of the will.
He's out.
You're out.
I think only Walter and James were in the will. But again, I don't know why he gave Walter his body parts.
He was like, take it.
Steven, can you explain? Uh, so they're all, hanging out, being friends. And it was even, they were so close that when Steven went missing, Steven's mom immediately went to James.
Okay.
Because the semester before he disappeared, so he disappeared like right at the beginning of his spring semester, his last semester. The fall before that, so he's in his senior year, but the fall of his senior year, he had like just gone missing for a couple weeks. And turns out he had just like jet setted to Europe with James for an adventure.
Where is he?
Right. And so she was like, if anybody knows,
James
James is going to know. But he was like, I don't know where he went.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, because it connects to stuff we've talked about before. Steven remembers that fall, they were all hanging out, and the campus was doing an anti-rebellion assembly because Patty Hearst had just been caught.
Oh, Patty.
Patty.
That's one we need to do.
I love Patty.
I love her. She gets kidnapped and then joins the cause.
And so it's so funny, though, that, like, that's happening
At the same time.
during all of this. And, like, they didn't attend the assembly. They were actually, like, in the rafters of the assembly hall, like, looking down and laughing at the assembly is what he said. So so all that's happening. So this is, like, the world they're living in, right?
Yeah. Very 70s.
Yeah. So eventually, Steven just, I think, got to a point where he just couldn't take it anymore. And he felt like he needed to do something extreme.
Uh-oh.
So he actually invited his friends over for a game of Risk. Because, you know, that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And here's where I might really lose you. Here's where it gets wild. Okay, but I'm going to try to do
Just
this.
now?
Yeah. I'm going to try to do this.
I gotta lock in. Everybody locked in?
Lock in.
Okay.
Okay. So he invites them over for a game of Risk. A bunch of his friends. The only friends who show up are Paul and Walter. And he's like, this is a sign from a universe. Maybe not my universe.
Not goatee universe.
Somewhere. This is a sign that this is the group. These are the people who are supposed to be here to receive my message. Because he has a message.
No.
Okay? Because he's been thinking and he's been coming up with the plan. Okay? So while they're playing Risk, he launches into
What we can only describe as a tangent.
yeah, let's call it a tangent. He sets a scene. He's telling a tale, right? And so he's like, the world began with the three-headed dragon.
What?
Stay locked in. Okay. We're not
Just
gonna
hit me with a dragon right off of the bat. Where did this dragon come from?
Keep in mind, this is like peak Dungeons and Dragons culture.
I mean, if I like Pokemon, I'm not going to be like, listen, Squirtle started it.
No. Okay, it makes sense though. Hold on. Let's get into his three-headed dragon. Okay, so he said, the earth, since the beginning of time, has been ruled by a three-headed dragon. And the three heads of the dragon are empire, or like government, church.
She lost me. What's empire?
Government.
Okay.
Church, and coin.
What's coin? Money?
Look how smart
Guys,
she
I'm
is.
doing it.
You would have been like, you know what, Steven, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to head out. I thought we were just playing Risk.
You start talking about dragons.
I'll show myself out.
This is such an unhinged episode. I'm loving it.
Okay, so he said, and that this dragon has ruled the world with its three heads for as long as we can remember.
Okay, sure.
And the dragon's so old that we forget that it's a dragon at all, and we treat these heads as separate entities that control themselves. So you have, government, church, and money. Mm-hmm. And he said that you've seen like revolutions before, right? Where people try to overthrow governments or they try to overthrow churches, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But the reason that nobody's defeated the three-headed dragon is because they're treating the heads like separate entities.
Oh.
So just defeating...
So if you cut one off, there's still two.
Right. So that's why nobody's defeated
Sure.
the dragon and
How do you
the
defeat
world.
money?
We're going to get there. Maybe if I can explain it right. because it's a lot. So basically, though, he said, like, I've unlocked it.
Oh, he's got it.
That this is the reason that why no, like, revolution is ever taken, why all of these systems are still in place. Because nobody's trying to take out all three heads at the same time.
Okay.
But he also said, you can't kill the dragon. You have to become the dragon.
What?
Right. So here it is. Okay. So he has a revolutionary group that he is forming. It's called the Nexalistic Revolutionary Front. Now, remember, in high school, he came across Nexalism, which is kind of like Maoism.
Yeah.
So that's what
Bad name, though. Not very catchy.
It's not. But that's the NRF. And if you'll remember from his will, he leaves his soul, I think, to the NRF.
Perfect.
But of course, in that, probably nobody knew what that was. They were like, what is this?
Okay, bro.
So the NRF is his revolutionary group. And it's going to have a right arm and a left arm.
Okay.
So the right arm is going to be above board and is going to be about taking over these three facets of the world.
Okay.
So that's where his friends come in. So you have Paul, who's studying seminary, really into religion. So he's looking at Paul. He's like, you're going to come up in the ranks of the church and get to a position of power.
Okay.
And then introduce a new church, a new way, right? And then Walter, who is the very wealthy student who's studying finance, he's like, you're going to come up in the finance world and you're going to rise over all the people in finance and we're going to have control of the money of the world.
Sure.
And then the empire part, so this is where Richard comes in. He's in Atlanta, but he's still part of the plan.
Right. He didn't show up, but he's in.
He's in, though. He had a good reason. He's in Atlanta.
He's in Atlanta.
Okay. But he's going to be the empire head, the government head, because he's studying to be a lawyer. Eventually, he wants to run for office. Oh. So he's going to go political, and he's going to kind of take over that and then like kind of create a new, what do you call it? Government. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a new form of government.
Sure.
So that's how they're going to become the three-headed dragon.
Sure.
And the three heads, and that's how they're going to revolutionize.
Okay, well, what is Steven doing?
That's a great question, and that's what they asked. They
Steven
said,
has
okay,
given out a lot of instructions.
So those are the three heads. Where do you come in, Steven? Yeah. And he said, don't worry, y'all. I'm going to be the body of the dragon.
He really said, y'all do everything. I'll just be here.
He had the biggest job of all.
Oh.
Because he knew that every revolutionary group, they need something that binds them together. Something that has such a grip of them to keep them on mission that they'll stay on mission.
Sure.
And so here was his plan. He was going to be the left arm of the group. So the right arm stays above board, does everything, above board.
That's all the three guys.
The three guys. They're up here. They're going to dominate the three realms.
Got him.
Above board. He's going to be down here as the left arm, creating a military, a militia.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay? He's gonna be the brute force that they need. So, if they have to get violent, he's gonna have all that taken care of for them. But to do that, he can't be Steven Kubacki anymore, right? Because it comes with ties. It can hurt his family. He can be arrested. So Steven's got to die. Listen.
I thought you said he was smart.
This is, the only way for him. So he's thinking he's almost going to become like a monk. Like he's going off the grid.
Oh.
And he's going to be able to affect.
Creating a militia off the grid.
He's going to be able to affect a lot of change underground because he has no identity.
Is he going to the catacombs to get this militia?
Oh, girl. We haven't even started on his journey. How far are we into this, though? I don't want to go too far in. Okay. So
I'm scared.
Lock in with me here, people, okay? So this is his plan. Steven's got to die. They can't bring too many people into this, right?
It's already a lot.
But this is what's going to bind them together.
His death?
They're murdering him. So that's how they're all going to stay together. This like thing that they share.
Murdering him.
But they're all in cahoots.
Okay.
For this. I don't know. That's just okay.
Tell me what happens.
Okay, so they plan it all out. Walter's gonna fund it because he's
of course
the rich one.
He's got the money.
And so his part of it is he gets $3,000 from his dad. And then he gets another friend, Alex, who they also bring into this, but Alex is not the brightest. I don't know why he's involved in this at all.
Does he have money?
Really. Not really. Oh. But he was far enough removed from the group that they thought nobody will trace it back to them. And his job was to get Steven's getaway car.
Okay.
So,
sure.
Alex got the car and brought it, to the area. Now he's got the money. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, Steven's going to go missing. Only James, Paul, and Walter
and
Alex. So there's only 4 people really that know what's going on.
Okay.
They don't even tell Richard. Because again, he's too far away and they're like, we could tell him about it, but what if he tries... Steven's big fear was, what if he tries to speak too much reason into this? Which you should have known right there that this plan probably isn't the best.
Right, like let's not talk about it a bunch.
This one
sounds crazy.
That guy's too smart.
Yeah.
So they had this plan, right? And then they spend the next month writing their manifesto, basically.
Okay.
But they kept it vague because they thought anything that's been written has been written about failed overthrows.
Okay.
So none of that's helpful. So they're building it themselves. So they're like, we don't really know what's going to happen yet. Right.
Okay.
Okay. So Steven's he's going to go missing. So he planned it all. He went out to the ice, and there was actually a snowstorm happening that afternoon. And so it helped kind of cover up his tracks and his scent. Oh. So that's why they weren't really able to find him. He did follow those footsteps back out. And then he went to the parking lot where his car was. But that dang Alex, he got a lemon. So the car wouldn't start. And so Steven's like, well, damn it.
I've already committed.
Right. He's like, this is blown. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to put my hood over my head and walk back into Holland and hope that nobody notices me.
Holland?
Where he lived. Holland, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It wasn't too far away from the lake and where he had gone missing. But it's so funny because he's like, reflecting on it now, I thought I was very important and that people were going to spot me and remember me. He's like, nobody came forward.
Guy.
Nobody came forward seeing me that day.
No.
Nothing. But he is smart enough that he knows what people would be expecting from him, which was to go to Europe. And so he's like, I can't do that. So he goes to Mexico. So he goes to a bus station.
Okay.
Uses his cash to get a ticket to Mexico. So now he's on a bus. And again, because I don't want to go too long, a lot happens for him.
Jesus.
Mentally through this time.
Well, yeah.
I'm not going to go into all of it.
Fair.
But you should listen to the book because it's kind of crazy. So he ends up in Mexico. And on the way there, he's having these nightmares about, his death that he just faked.
Okay.
And he feels like he's got this dark presence following him. So he's not having a great time, but he's like, it's going to be fine. He ends up in Monterrey, Mexico. He lays low for a few days. And then he's like, okay, I got to get going with something.
Yeah.
And he also had heard that there were a couple of tourists that had been beat up in the hotel that he was staying at.
Oh, shit.
And so he was like, you know what is a great first step? Martial arts training.
Right.
Because if I'm going to do this, I got to be able to defend myself. If I'm going to create a militia, I got to know how to fight. So he goes to a Mexican Chinese dojo.
Okay. Great. That's a good way to start.
This white dude I also forgot to
Teach
tell
me
you.
how to fight.
He uses his Steven Kubacki passport to cross over into Mexico.
Nobody thought to check that?
No, it's the late 70s. They're looking at the airports up north, but
Nothing on here.
doesn't flag.
Okay.
Okay, so he now is in Mexico. He's doing some martial arts training. And Steven, please don't come for me if I get this wrong, because it was a little hard to understand. But I think he starts seeing a jaguar. So
Like an
again,
animal?
the jaguar. So he is going through a lot, not only like with faking his death, but he's seeing a lot.
Okay.
And I don't know
he
how
still
much
doing
acid.
LSD?
He says he doesn't do it that often.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of these experiences happen drug free. But I think once you do acid once, it changes your brain chemistry. And maybe makes you more open to these things. But anyways, but he said from a young age he saw stuff in his dreams sometimes.
Okay.
So anyways, a jaguar appears to him, and apparently lets him in that there is a brujo in Mexico in the dojo that is stealing his energy.
That bastard.
Right. So he's got to get out of there.
Okay.
Okay.
He's gotta
So
leave the dojo.
he's like, I got to leave Mexico.
Oh.
Where am I going to go next?
All Mexico. Got it.
Yeah, he's leaving the country. Where can I go next? I need to keep working on my martial arts training. Japan.
Yeah, great.
So he gets on a flight. Somehow he gets on a motherfucking flight with his Steven Kubacki passport.
Yeah.
Goes to Japan. Joins a dojo there.
Okay.
And is there and again, he's only in Mexico for like a couple weeks.
Okay.
In Japan, finds a dojo, keeps doing his training, and then a samurai starts to appear to him. And the samurai's like, yo, we gotta go. We gotta get out of here.
Brother, we gotta go.
We gotta get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
So he's like, bet. Where should I go next? I gotta keep in mind, this has gotta be for
The
the
militia.
NRF.
Right.
We gotta keep that in mind. Hawaii.
Okay.
Let's head out to Hawaii.
Sure.
So here he goes to Hawaii. Keep in mind,
Dojo in Hawaii.
all this time, people are looking for him.
Right.
Nobody knows where he is, but people are suspicious. They've got a private investigator now. James is paranoid as fuck
Okay.
because he's like, again, he gave the story of like, I don't know where he went. He told me he was going cross country skiing. Sometimes he stays out there multiple days and he'll bring a tent with him. So
Right.
maybe
Maybe he'll come back.
Yeah, he was like, that's where he went. I don't know where else he could be, but he was very adamant that he was sure that he hadn't left the country because they were besties. And if he was going to do that, he would have told James his plan. So he's sure that he didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
And also that he was very sound of mind. So he didn't want to hurt himself.
Right.
But James was getting a little paranoid because he thought people were following him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And so they're kind of corresponding a little bit back and forth, but not much. Also, though, I didn't even tell you his name because he's not going by Steven.
He's using the passport.
Yeah, he's using Steven's passport, but he's not going by Steven. He's going by Nathan T. Stanfield.
I knew it was Nathan. That's what he told the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nathan T. Stanfield. So in his mind, too, Steven is dead.
Oh. We just killed him.
He killed Steven.
Okay.
So now he is Nathan. And he is trying to, during all of this, basically like what I can gather is like turn off his humanity, basically. He's like, I need to become a person that like has no humanity, that I can kill for my cause, that I can recruit, that I can do all these things for the cause.
Okay.
So that's his whole goal in all this. That's what he needs to do to become the left arm.
But, okay, so now we're in Hawaii.
He's in Hawaii, but he's running out of money.
Right.
And that's a problem. And Walter's like, I don't know.
Not giving you any more money.
I don't know if I can keep doing this.
Right.
And Richard, who was in on like the NRF, like he was in on like the revolutionary group, but he didn't know about Steven's disappearance, that was all staged. He thought Steven was really gone.
Right.
He was distraught. And Walter's like, yo, Nathan, Steven, Richard's out.
Oh, no.
He quit law school. He wants to be a writer.
Oh, my gosh.
So one of our heads
is done.
so
it's over.
Why do I keep funding when
Right.
we've lost a head? And Nathan's like, no, I got it. I'm gonna go to Wisconsin because this is where Richard is now, and I'm gonna convince him to get back in the NRF.
Oh my
so
God.
he travels to Wisconsin. And
Surprise, shawty.
surprise, shawty, I'm alive.
No, get back in there.
And you think Richard might be upset at his friend, but he's like,
Well, I'm sure he's like, oh, thank God you're okay.
great idea. You should have filled me in on this before.
Richard, no.
I am full back in. And so it renews Richard. It renews the whole group. But
I'm okay.
But Nathan's like, I'm going to stay here a while with you. And now they're going to train together. Richard's going to help him
Okay.
become the left arm so that
Get
everything
back
works.
in law school.
Right.
Okay.
And part of this for them is getting in physically good shape.
They just want to look good.
So they decide they're
Look
going to
good, feel
do
good.
a marathon. This is where
Anybody want to do a marathon?
This is where that marathon shirt
Anybody?
comes in.
Bro,
Bro,
tell us now.
this man, as Nathan, signs up
Okay.
for this marathon, does the marathon with Richard,
Sure.
and keeps the motherfucker's shirt.
Well, he worked really hard for it.
You know
Okay.
what? This is my shirt. I earned
Keeping it.
it. I'm like, bro.
So where'd you get that shirt from? I don't know.
I don't know.
That's so crazy.
Okay. So, but they're working on their physicality. They're still gearing up. But then something happens for Nathan.
Nathan Steven?
Throws a little wrench in the plan.
Okay.
See, he meets a girl.
Oh.
And he's met girls along the way so
Yeah.
far.
But this one's
But
different.
this one, because she's just as mysterious as he is. She's got stuff she doesn't want to tell him.
Oh.
And she's like, her name is Natalie.
Is it?
And he can only find her. She doesn't have a phone number. The only way he can find her is at a coffee shop. If she just happens to be there when he goes to the coffee shop.
Okay.
So like that's how they meet.
Sure.
I don't know. He's in love, but he gets to a point where he's like, I'm ready to throw it all away. To be honest,
He said, fuck that dragon.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But Richard's like,
What
no.
happened?
You're not going to do that. And briefly, they go to Atlanta to work for the summer.
To see his friend?
No, this is to work for Richard's family.
Okay.
Because they're in Wisconsin. Richard's in Wisconsin now.
Yeah, but who's the friend that's in Atlanta?
That's Richard. But he's in Wisconsin right now.
Oh, Jesus,
Yeah.
we're
but they
all
go,
over the place.
Yeah, they go back to Atlanta to work for Richard's dad because they need money.
Right.
So that happens during the summer of all this. But they make their way back up to Wisconsin afterwards. And he's still locked in with Natalie. And Richard's like, I got to do something drastic. We got to do something. So Richard disappears for a few days.
Okay.
And he gets back and he tells Nathan, that he took his backpack. And the backpack's got all the manifesto, a bunch of information about their revolution, stuff that if it got out would be very bad for him. And it's in a locker in France. And he's got to go get it. Are you keeping up here?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, so Richard, in order to like get him back into the revolutionary group, away from Natalie, is like, hey,
You have to go to France.
all your stuff's about to be exposed. If you don't go get your backpack, everybody's gonna know that you faked your death, that you're starting this revolutionary group,
Okay.
all this stuff. And like, he's very protective of this information. And so he's like, zing. I gotta go get my stuff. So he briefly, I think, goes to New Jersey with Natalie.
Okay.
And Natalie's like, hey, I'm going to Vermont to just like live a normal life. and you should come with me. And he thinks about it. He really thinks about it. But he's like, I got to put the cause above you. That's what I said I would do. I got to do it. So he hops on a flight to London and then makes his way to France, gets his backpack. And then now he's there. The new plan is to join the French Foreign Legion.
Can you just do that?
Yeah, apparently.
He was like, hey, I'm ready.
So he knows where they recruit from. So he goes there, joins them for a few weeks.
Okay.
Until either they're like about to find out who he is, or like, I think something also happens. This is what happens. I remember now. I wasn't going to get into all this, but while he's there, he witnesses like a group of guys like almost beats somebody to death, or like does beat somebody to death. And he's like, oh, I can't do it.
Oh, the first murder. He's like, I'm out, guys.
I can't. He's like, I can't do it. I can't murder people. I'm a bad left arm. Chop me off. Like, I'm never. He's like,
I'm going back to Natalie.
So he
Bye,
realizes
y'all.
he's like, I can't turn off my humanity. And so he's like,
The whole plan falls apart.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think he's writing to them and saying like, hey, it was a good run. I don't think this is
tried.
gonna work. And James is freaking out, and Walter's like, what the fuck? And who knows what Richard's doing at this point. But so he's like, I need to make my way back, and I need to come up with a plan. So he does something way out of left field. He decides he's going to go to Germany
Okay.
because he studied abroad there.
Yep.
And he had a girlfriend while he was there. So he goes and visits this girlfriend who, unbeknownst to him, has basically been like harassed by police because she was like number one suspect of where he would have gone if
my
he would have
God.
disappeared.
Oh, shit.
And so when
He shows up.
she's like,
you mother.
she's pissed.
Yeah.
She's like,
Where have you been?
what are you doing here? And he thinks like, oh, I can smooth this over. And he's like, I'm going back. Basically, he's like, this is what I did. He tells her the whole story, and I'm going back. And she's like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Gives him some money, and is like,
Leave.
go, but get away from me. And so he's like, okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm not really sure my plan yet, but I'm going back.
Okay.
So he gets to New York, and he's in New York, and somebody hands him a flyer. Girl. Somebody hands him a flyer. It's for like it's a cult. It's a cult.
Perfect.
But it sounds real good to him. And so he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to San Francisco. And I'm just going to see what this is about.
Jesus.
And so he goes there, and it's cool for a little bit until the cult leader says, I'm your spiritual father. You're actually next up.
Oh, for what?
You next up in line
Oh, to be the spiritual father?
of this cult.
What is the cult?
It's I'll tell you the name.
Oh, okay.
He says it in the book, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what that
It's
is.
not one of the big ones.
No.
Oh, okay.
But he's like, oh no, do that.
Yeah. I'm bad left arm. I'm a
don't-
bad left arm.
I don't want to do that. And so he's like, I don't know what to do. And so he's like, I'm just gonna head back towards my area of the
Sure.
world. So he gets on a flight to Boston, trying to think of what he's gonna do. And on the way there, he's reading, because he's an intellect, and he's reading about this man who had gone missing and showed up like 2 days later in the same outfit, but he couldn't remember where he'd been.
Okay.
That's it.
I have an N.
Amnesia. The best story is no story at all.
But so many people know
And
about the story.
And so he basically tells them what he's gonna do,
Okay.
and he's like, "This is the plan."
Keep it cool. This is what I'm doing.
So he goes back to Massachusetts because that's where he's from. And I don't know how he decides on a field. He doesn't really explain that, but that's where he awakens. Again, I don't know why he told that guy that his name was
Right.
Nathan and where he had been. You don't know who you are,
Right.
And you don't know where you are, right? That's the plan that you came up with.
But he the first person he fucked up with, but then for 45 years, not a single
Nothing.
Nothing?
So he let some people in on it, but it's kind of crazy to me. So he says like he kept in touch with like James and Richard and Walter occasionally, but they just never spoke about it
Oh.
again. I guess it was one of those things that like it's going to everybody's grave.
Right.
And I think he didn't really even think that before he came up with the amnesia thing, that he really could get in trouble for it.
Right.
Because I think at one point it might have been Walter that like kind of blackmails him. That's like, dude, you did something illegal.
Yeah.
And I'll turn you in.
Uh-oh.
But eventually it all settled down. And I think they all kind of agreed, like, we're just never going to speak of this again. But over the years, I think, like, he had told his, like, ex-wife a little bit about it. But, like, the people who knew were very, very small group of people.
And they were tight-lipped.
Nobody talked.
That's crazy.
That's what's wild to me, is that nobody talked. So there was no, like, repercussions for
nothing.
what he had done. That was just like, okay. And the world moved on.
Yeah.
And he just continued to say, I don't know what happened to me. And like people would reach out because he came back and it's a crazy story. So like ancient aliens reached out because they were doing an episode on Stargates.
Yeah.
And they're like, we think he went through a Stargate, right? Because the media is still running wild.
He was like, sure I did.
And he was like, I'm not going to talk to you. Which only fueled the flames, right, of like what really happened. But what's crazy to me is when he got back, obviously the college rescinded his honorary degree, but he ended up just like finishing his degree in German studies. That's what he finished with eventually. And then he went on to graduate school.
Okay.
And he did German graduate school. And then he majored in linguistics.
Okay.
And then he was like, oh, I'm not really like super into linguistics anymore. So he went back and he did, he got a master's, he did a master's thesis on metaphors and critical thinking. He ended up getting a PhD in clinical psychology at the University of New Mexico.
Yikes.
So he did all this stuff. And in his book, he talks about, he was like, I couldn't tell anyone. He's like, because if I said anything, my future was gone.
Right.
And I'd always be labeled this like...
Liar.
Right.
Yeah.
Real Gone Girl situation, if you will.
Yeah.
And he was like, and he said he felt like he still had things to do and things to accomplish. And he said he also didn't want to ruin his friends' lives. Because it seemed like they were moving on.
Right.
And so he was like, we all just kind of hushed. Nobody said anything. And he went on to become a psychologist and do all this stuff. And then I guess at the ripe age of 70, he was like,
Time to tell.
time to tell the tale.
Are his friends still alive?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he said that he's been in touch with some of them. But I don't know like how recently. And he was married once and they got divorced. And I think he said he had a fiance in this book.
Jesus.
So he said, and he's still very much, because throughout the book too, again, it was too much to like jam all into this, but there's very much a message of like other universes and like these spiritual things that were happening to him and what he was seeing this whole time. And so he said that too, like played into it of like, he was able to dissociate a lot. And he was like, he was able to convince himself that he wasn't telling a lie when he said that Steven disappeared and then woke up in that field because he disassociated. Yeah.
Yes.
And so he is like, I just turned that part of my brain off.
Okay.
And he was able to like keep up with that for a really, really, really long time.
Did the authorities come knocking after this book came out?
Not to my knowledge.
Yeah.
But I wonder,
They're
like, what's the statute of limitation on faking your own death?
Definitely
And do
not
they even
45
care
years.
at this point?
No.
Yeah. But wild case. And anything before this book came out, like if you looked up the disappearance, because people had talked about it. There were articles and all kinds of stuff.
Right.
But anything that you saw just was like,
Aliens.
what happened to him?
Yeah.
Except this one girl, and she said in her thing, well, let me tell you what it is. And Steven might be like, don't you bring her up. Her name is Ellen Killeran. And she did a 6-part series on the misappearance of Steven Kubacki. And she went full in investigative mode. But this was like in like 2019 or something.
Okay.
So like still years after. But
Yeah,
before
but nobody
he came
knew
out.
the truth. Yeah.
And she was like, this doesn't make sense. I don't believe him. And so she's like chasing down leads. She went to his aunt's house and knocked on the door to get some information.
Yeah.
And she was like, no.
Yeah.
So nobody would really talk to her. But she was chasing down those leads. But she heard the story about Nathan and the cab driver, and not the cab driver, because he hitchhiked. But she, which I don't think anybody had done yet, she was like, okay, he did this Wisconsin marathon. There was no Steven Kubacki that signed up for the marathon, but there was a Nate, and he put his like place, like where he lived, where he's from, Japan.
So you're like,
That's gotta be him.
that's him. Yeah.
It's gotta be him. I mean, we know that now.
But she did that before.
She put that together.
I wonder if that was part of the reason why he decided to just
Maybe, but I mean, she
like,
reached out
to
to
come out.
like in her thing. She was like, I've reached out to him a million times. Like he won't
He's not
return.
saying
But this was before he's told his story about like, where he's been. So
Right.
she doesn't know about the Japan thing, that he's been there, but she notes that it's odd because most of the entries are from people
from
who
that city.
live in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And then there's this Nate from Tokyo. What's that about? And so I think she was a little bit on to him.
Good journalism
Yeah.
right there.
So I really enjoyed her
Yeah.
thing. But he's now revealed what happened.
That's wild.
Yeah. And I think much to some people's dismay, because
They wanted to believe the
he's-
aliens.
Right. Like he's not part of this Lake Michigan triangle.
Right.
He's not some great mystery. He didn't have 15 months of unexplained amnesia. So
Yeah.
it kind of ruins the fun for some people. I think because the Ancient Alien show, I read online that he was mentioned in that episode, but I went and watched the episode. There's no mention of him. And I wonder, like, did they retroactively go back and
Maybe.
like take him out, or
Because he's
I don't
a
know.
fraudster.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's also like the textbooks, because he was in psychology books, but he actually contacted the textbook like company
Yeah.
and was like, I didn't give you permission to use my story. You need to take it out of your textbooks.
All right. Then.
Yeah. But really, because he was like, this is not real.
Right. Don't try
he-
and teach people this.
Right. And he is an academic and he cares about the integrity of academia. So he was like, I just had to get that out of there because,
Yeah.
But I mean, he was able to fool some people. Like, not that he was able to fool them, because everybody was like, this is just weird. And it doesn't have the characteristics of like amnesia as we
Right.
know it.
Yeah.
And so people weren't that convinced, but they weren't
There's no
able to prove him wrong.
Right. Dang.
Yikes. Anyways, so
Thanks for that weird ass story.
It was a weird one, but I started reading about it and I was like, this is interesting.
Yeah. Oh, well, I've never heard about it. So
Right.
good job.
Yeah. So let me know if that
Did
was
you
too
like it?
chaotic, or if you're like, no, let's do more of those. Let me know.
Well, the vibes were off in that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, way
They
off.
were in another universe,
Dimension.
another dimension. They're in the multiverse.
Yes.
But the vibes are always
The vibes are in the multiverse.
just
T-shirt idea.
done. That's
The
where they
vibes
are.
are in the multiverse.
And they're just right
Here with us.
on. I don't even know anymore. I lost the plot.
Come back, please. Subscribe, like, tell a friend, leave a comment.
Yeah. And we're smart.
Yeah, like the smartest.
Yeah. This is a rough one for me.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay. We'll see you next time. Love ya.
Bye. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube.
You can also find us on Instagram at The Vibes Were Off TikTok at The Vibes Were Off Podcast, or good old-fashioned email at thevibeswereoff@gmail.com.